Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rafe West, and I'm here to talk about what others don't know what they're talking about, and that is some more lottery tips. A couple of more lottery tips. I give you guys these tips a little bit at a time, because I don't want to throw everything at you. I've been reading about how the brain learns, and it learns by actually less information at a time as opposed to the more information, if you try to like overload your brain with stuff. So it's better if you get a little bit at a time. It's like if you read a little bit at a time. You don't go and try to read the whole book. You'll learn more and keep more in. Okay, if you do a little bit at a time, the brain gets easily distracted for most people, and so little chunks at a time. So I want to give you a couple of more lottery tips. Okay, lottery tips. And I'm gonna focus here on take five, or actually, this is good for any drawing. So if you look at the last drawing of a set of lottery numbers, you want to look at the adjacent numbers to come out next. What do I mean by that? Excuse me. What do I mean by that? So let's say in the last drawing it came out let's say it's 5, 14, 28, 34, 35. So for example, the adjacent numbers to 28 would be 27 and 29. So it's good to throw in at least one or two adjacent numbers in the next drawing, because more than 80% of the drawings will have an adjacent number in for the next drawing. So if, for example, like I said, 5, 14, 28, 34, and 35, you may want to throw in 6 and 27 amongst your numbers for the next drawing. Okay, so adjacent numbers tend to come up. That works out to about 1.4 numbers per game tend to be adjacent numbers that are next to the numbers that were drawn the last time. All right, so about 80% of the time that happens. Okay, so that's a tip. Keep that in mind. Always look at the last drawing before you go play, unless you're going to wheel numbers. If you're only going to play like one game, and you're going to pick your own numbers, because remember I said nix quick picks, forget about quick picks. You want to pick at least one adjacent number. Okay, let's keep it at that for your next drawing. Now, also, there's a tip I wanted to give you on number groupings. So let's say we'll use the example that I use, or we'll pick another example here: 5, 14, 18, 32, 38, and 42. All right? So if you notice, and a grouping is like 0 through 9, then you have the teens, 10 through 19, 20 through 29, 30 through 39, okay? Like that. So if one of the groups wasn't in that last drawing, then you give heavier play on those in the next drawing. So in my example that I use here, I wrote just random numbers down here: 5, 14, 18, 32, 38, and 42. There are no 20s. So in my next one, I would give them extra heavy play. My next one, and maybe my next few drawings, okay, my next few drawings out, I would give them heavier play. All right. Yeah. So those are my two tips about that. Also, I said on here to a commenter that I was going to come out with a take 5, either full set of numbers to play. I'm going to see if I gear up for that. I was looking at the patterns earlier. Keep an eye on the number 8 as a power number in I would say in the few days to come. Now I know I'm only throwing you out one number, and this is for Take 5 here in New York. I know I'm throwing you out only one number, but the number 8 is going to come out a lot. And in the next, I would say before the holiday is here, it should come out, so you can throw that in. Let's say you, unless you guys wheel numbers, which I explained that in a previous video, what wheeling is. It's basically grouping up numbers to try to bunch them up and capture all the winning numbers on one slip. So if you want to use the number 8 in all of your slips, and then you could put a different set of 4 numbers, you should do that within the next upcoming few days. I would say before the holiday, 8 is going to establish itself as a power number. Now, once again, I'm talking about New York's Take 5 drawing, okay? Not the Pick 5 in California, which is called Fantasy 5, or, Portland, Oregon, anything like that. New York's Take 5, New York City and New York State, because it won't be the same for all the others, because I would have to analyze all those other states' numbers as well, and I would have to get a back history of them, whether I'm doing short-term trends or long-term. Okay, so that is my power number tip, and I gave you guys 2 more tips on. It's really tips on selecting your own numbers. Okay, because like I said, if you want to do it the lazy way, you do quick picks. Don't do that. Don't succumb to human nature. Okay, all right, don't do that, and you will be better off, and you will win more, and you'll put the odds in your favor. Always discipline yourself. Always discipline yourself on putting the odds in your favor. Okay, in anything in life, you always want to go with the odds. That's all we have. Okay, in this mathematical world, whether you like math or not, you always want to put the odds in your favor. Always go with the odds. Don't go by the gambler's fallacy of maybe this will work this one time. Maybe this one time this will work. Stick with the odds. That's your best chances. It's all about putting the odds in your favor. All right? So those are my couple of tips. Until next time, this is Rafe West. Take care, everybody. Peace.